not just crazy conspiracies anymore. But I just want to go to SHOLAZAR real quick because this is a zone that I've spent admittedly very little time in. Hakar is known as the Soul Flayer. That's right. And he specifically deals in blood. Speaking of blood, it is specifically the Lifeblood Pillar, which has been destroyed and broken. Here in SHOLAZAR, Lifeblood being red. Big crystal mountain kind of underneath what appears could have been like a tree trunk. You see how these almost look like trees, but they're also crystal farms. Do you notice that? These are definitely growing crystals out of the ground. You guys want to know where another Belladar is? Under here. I think what's happening here is perhaps they've learned maybe how to split the magical essence into different aspects. How do we get it to be a wind and water crystal? How do we get it to be a lifeblood crystal? How do we take the essence of creation and maybe split it into different aspects so that we can use them? Here's another one. Green, moss light. Very interesting. And of course, this place just being overrun with growth energy. You can even see, I mean, the patterning on the ground from the root systems is actually fucking nuts. Wild growth mangle. Just growing out of control. And of course, water. Surely carrying magical energy with it. The red one's broken. Yeah, that's what I was saying, like, when I flew into the zone, like, a minute ago. I'll talk about that in a minute. Here's this pillar. Sun touched. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pillars. Very interesting. Did we collect 6 or did we collect 5 pillars of creation? Tears of Elune, Hammer of Khaz'goroth, Tidestone of Golganeth, the Eye of Aman'Thul, and the Aegis of Agramar. The Discs of Norganon are not listed as a pillar of creation, although they very likely are one. They're not listed as one. They are record-keeping devices. Which, what's the fucking difference? Also, look at where the water's coming from in this case. Some of it's coming from Ice Crown and Wintergrasp. Some of it's coming from the ocean. Drown her and you will see, perhaps. Where's the water going? Perhaps it's another situation like Belladar, where there's water flowing into the ground, and we don't really know where it goes. And we found in the case of Belladar a massive subterranean cave. This isn't even WoW music. This is fucking Spiritfarer music. And then you have these almost like mountainous, like broken off things, and you might look at it and think, oh, that's just some ground, but look at what's growing out of it. See how like the tree grows out of the corpse of like another tree? This is a tree that used to be here. And what's this one? The Glimmering Pillar. Cult of the Damned. Cultist Saboteur. Perhaps there used to be a world tree in the middle? Yes. Yes. But where is it? It's also called River's Heart. Hmm. There's going to be another Belladar crystal beneath here. And it will probably be linked to the forges that, not literally linked to, but can, you know, situationally linked to the forges underneath Icecrown. The tundra. Hmm. So the lifeblood pillar over here, the broken one, the one to the east, the red one. River's heart. And the heart's been ripped out. Oh, I love it, dude. I love the repeating themes. Tear the heart out. And the heart is so often related to a tree. Her heart is a crater, and we have filled it. A little bit of bioluminescence in some of the plant life around here. Rather interesting. Very interesting. Almost looks like amber. Almost like Kapari trees. Lifeblood elemental. The sundered shard. Blood tap. I'm in an area called the sundered shard. Lifeblood, Skyreach, Moss Light, Sun-touched, glimmering. One, two, three, four, five, six in the middle. The six were one. Dread Expanse was right, dude. What's crazy, man, that's the best part about it all, is so... At this point, several of us have been right. And it's really amazing, because I used to do speculation with Dread Expanse before he ever took that name. It's kind of cool how things come full circle. A little cave down here. Artruis the Heartless. Interesting. And this is the same cave you find in the Halls of Stone, which is very interesting, by the way, because that's kind of saying something interesting, really, about what's underneath Northrend, like maybe in multiple spots. The presence of Zuldrak, the growth of world trees, the corruption of Yogg-Saron, all the engines, Icecrown itself. Crystal Song right at the heart. Isn't that funny? At the heart of Northrend lies a zone called Crystal Song. And this just goes deeper, it appears. There's an avatar of Freya here? It's one of the sisters that we see on Elunaria. I don't like the eye color, man. That freaks me out. You know? I don't like that. They bound themselves to Azeroth as a phylactery. Angelina, thank you very much for the Prime sub. The Scourge are a blemish upon these pristine lands. By the might of my creators, I will crush every last one of their decrepit bones under my heel. Got some interesting runes on you there. One of those looks strikingly similar to a domination rune. An issue of trust. Finding of purified corpses. This should never have happened. The forces of undeath stormed the very cradle of life. If you're not here to destroy the minions of the Lich King, then leave at once. Do not incur my wrath by distracting me from my duties. Obtain Freya's trust by destroying 6 blighted corpses. This is a literal extension of Freya. Isn't Freya the one that Ionar chose to watch over the roots of Illuna here? No. Mysterious guardians arrived to watch over the roots, which is, I think, clearly the Heronir. Which could very well be the work of Ionar. But Ionar planted the tree, gets ripped out by Almanthul after having enough time to grow roots, evidently. And then in a later age, strange creatures appeared to protect it. Here's some Serenite. Very well. I'm satisfied that you're not one of the Lich King's minions. Perhaps there's something you can do for us after all. The agents of the Lich King have foolishly trespassed upon these lands where the power of life rules supreme. All harm they inflict will be returned to them 7-fold. Yeah, it's also an Avenged Sevenfold reference. But there's also 7 of them that are sworn to protect life. The monster directly responsible for corrupting this land is known as Thalgren, Blightbringer. You'll find him just to the north of here. Take this ward and use it to reflect the power of death upon him. Show the Scourge that the power of life prevails above all. Signet of the Avenging Heart. Interesting. Dahlgren Blightbringer, and he's got orange. Speaking of decay. And look at the blight that it's putting out. It is orange. I thought blight was green. There's so much below sea level shit. I don't even understand what I'm looking at. Isn't it fucking weird that the ocean is flowing inland? Am I a fucking moron? Or like, isn't it supposed to be the other way? Like, aren't we supposed to get rain on like mountains and shit, and then like snow melt that like comes down and then drains out through tributaries and shit into the ocean? Like, why is the ocean draining into the land so much in World of Warcraft? It's fucking weird. They built out of the ocean. Yeah, I remember that old legend talking about when the land was first risen from the ocean or whatever, how like there didn't used to be a land mass and how they built it out of the ocean. So this is what these trees look like normally. Like palmy and then over here One's afflicted by rot. They have this substance like bubbling out of them. Maybe that just happens when they go on fire, but like, what the fuck? Kinda weird. Were most of these trees just all look in the same direction, or am I tripping? I mean, they look like they're leaning this direction. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Some of these are definitely just leaning towards the water. And then these ones bear fruit. Of course. What the fuck is that? 5, 9, 16, 17, 24, 43? What the fuck is that? It's a Lost reference? I'm still not sure what to make of the power crystals in general. I really think that it's them, like, really focusing out the essence so that they can turn it into crystals that they can do whatever they want with. Instead of, like, directly controlling creation itself, you divvy it out into a bunch of crystals with different essences that then you can do whatever the fuck you want with. It's kind of the way I see it, personally. Is like, the crystals are there because it's the Titans' method of leveraging the power. They're like generating crystals. I think that's kind of the... I think that's what's going on, is that they're generating crystals so that they can use them for power. And these are just so evidently like the buried root systems of former trees. So these are just like trees growing within the corpses of trees, which happens. Servant of Freya. That's what the elves do in their sanctums on the ley lines. People keep wondering, why do the Thrager crystallize when they get close to the world core? Probably because the world core mechanism is crystallizing the essence of Azeroth and anything that gets near it. I'm pretty sure that when we get near the world soul, we're gonna see a lot of crystalline structures, like a shitload. And people are like, it's the calcified essence of, and it's like, well, technically that might be true. That might be true. But what does that actually mean? By the way, the ground here is all patterned with this same pattern I think you find in Ulduar, a bunch of hexagons. This looks really familiar to ZM as well. Interesting. Look, it's a big Titan Waygate. The same kind that you go through in Warcraft 3 right before you find Frostmourne with Arthas. The fuck is this? What is this? So that's just a building just buried in the ground. So, like, who knows how deep this shit goes. The Path of the Life Warden. The Life Warden. Is that Freya? She's the Life Binder, though. What a weird name. Getty. Bunch of green crystals. Okay. Doesn't go anywhere, at least not without a quest of some kind. Perhaps it's through these magical crystals that the Titans and their keepers do their ordering and stuff. They generate a bunch of crystals off of the essence of Azeroth, and then they use it to, like, make whatever they want. I thought it took you to Unguro? No fucking way. That Waygate is supposed to connect to Unguro Crater? Interesting. You continue to prove yourself, Atreus. Perhaps I was too quick to judge you. I'd assumed you were here with the poachers who were recently stranded in my lands, but perhaps you're ready to put that behind you. The Titans shaped entire life forms here, fostering their unfettered growth. The 5 crystal pillars that surround the basin emanate pure life force. The Scourge never should have been able to penetrate the basin, but one of the pillars was destroyed. The Lifeblood Pillar. No undead would have been able to approach the pillar. So keep your eyes out for living intruders. You'll find what remains of the pillar directly south of here. Travel to the Lifeblood Pillar and look for clues to its destruction. Salvaging life's strength. The Lifeblood Pillar was toppled over with great force, sending the very earth into upheaval. The elementals that wandered the sundered shard carry with them the very life essence that gave the pillar its strength. I cannot allow this energy to be wasted, for only 4 pillars remain. Head to the Sundered Shard to the southeast and seek the Lifeblood Elementals. Use this gem on their remains to recover their rampant energy. It's chaotic. We'll need this energy to heal the land when all this is over. Gather up the red Lifeblood energy from the Shattered Shard. And later we'll use it to heal the land. The chaotic energy. The very life essence. Lifeblood gem. Corpses badly burnt. There appear to be the remains of several powder kegs in the vicinity. It appears the Avatar of Freya was right. The undead were not able to enter SHOLAZAR Basin before the Lifeblood Pillar was brought down. They used their living agents from the Cult of the Damned instead. The Lich King's living agents. The living willingly serve the Lich King? All this time I've been searching for the wrong enemy, Nightborn. Let us make haste and uproot these cultists from these lands. It's a shame that the pillar has fallen, but we must salvage what we can. Exterminate the intruders. I am an embodiment of but one aspect of Freya, daughter of the Titans. I am the Life Warden. I was left here to protect this land against the threat of the Scourge. I never anticipated the Lich King would send willing, living servants to do his work. I could easily crush these cultists myself, but I'm all that stands between the undead armies and the rest of the basin. Deliver my wrath to these insolent trespassers. The Lich King lackeys have dared to bring weapons of destruction into my domain. I will not stand for this. Go to their outpost to the north and destroy the weapons they would use against the land. We cannot let the Scourge taint another inch of these sacred lands. Okay. You speak the truth. The invaders of the camp were dealt with, but I'm afraid it might have been too late. You're proving to be a worthy ally. We were not quick enough. The cultist scum have arrived at the glimmering pillar and are making preparations to destroy it. I can sense them. We don't have much time. Blow upon this horn atop the glimmering pillar to channel my power through the crystal. We shall show this scum not to trifle with the Titan's creations. Use Freya's horn atop the glimmering pillar. Impressive. I wasn't expecting a mere mortal to prove as worthy an ally as you. I fear our efforts have not been sufficient, however. The Scourge shows no signs of stopping. The cultists have been taken care of, but the Scourge's invasion has not slowed down. The situation is becoming desperate. There exists one last resort. Before I reveal any more, however, I must be sure I have your absolute trust. Freya's pact. I want to stop the Scourge as much as you do. How can I help? The Titans did not create life overnight. The process was gradual and required a great deal of experimentation and iteration. It's because they're handling something that they don't actually have supreme power over. They're experimenting with it because it's not their power. You can create life. They ordered it. It is for that reason that highly protected places like such as SHOLAZAR Basin exist. To ensure the safety of their experimentation sites, the Titans created a defense mechanism. Its destructive force is unparalleled, however. And I will reveal no more unless you swear your fealty to my cause. I don't like that. To ensure the safety, they made a destructive defense mechanism. Isn't that so weird? It's like, in order to protect our worlds and keep them safe, we'll put re-origination machines on them. Right? Right? Like, what the fuck? It doesn't protect anything. It puts it more at risk. We're gonna hide our super weapon in our safe, which is behind the only painting in our house. No one will know that it's there. Like, what the fuck? You can trust me. I am no friend of the Lich Kings. It borders on sacrilege that these secrets be revealed to a mortal such as yourself, but I have little choice.
Dolphin Ye Titanic genocide. Don't worry there, the good guys smiles.
Ever since Freya, daughter of the Titans, left me here, I've had but one task, and I cannot fail. Life must be protected at any cost. There is a way gate that links this place with another very much like this one. It is there that the weapon we seek can be found. I will not fail. There is no turning back now. If you agree to help me, you will do so without hesitation. It is time. Arianos, thank you very much for the 6-month resub. It is time then. Oh, okay. Dude, what are the chances of that? What are the chances of that? Like, it's the activation phrase. Dude, she says it literally right after saying that from now on, you will have to act without hesitation. Like, and then the next thing she says is, it is time. Like, what the fuck? This is crazy. This has been in the game for fucking 1.5 decades, bro. It is time. It is time then. Guys, I've been telling you forever. Look at this. I've been showing this for a long time. I don't want to see anyone who's here in this stream, I don't want to see anyone fucking tell me that they're surprised when they see this shit after I show you this, okay? In the final scenes, where Velen is talking to Anduin and Son of the Wolf, he literally says, High King Rin, it is time. And look at him. Look at this image. Look at this. Look at this with the white eyes.
You have done well, mortals.
It is time.
Powering the Waygate, the Maker's Perch. It is time then. Let us activate the Waygate. You'll find the first switch inside the Maker's Perch in the western edge of the basin. The Titans use this perch to watch over their creations. Many of their stone servants still guard the place. Activation switch Gamma. This place having a mini ocean in it. I think it's like just looking out into the ocean, I think is... I was playing Fresh Classic when I came across a quest titled Operation Recombobulation. You had to gather stuff to make it operational, but inside the machine was a golden spherical object. Almost Titan-esque. I forgot to take a pic myself, but it dawned on me later. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the Titans are like driven to like put it back together or something, or like maybe the natural cycle is like leads to this. Kind of like that. I mean, look at the art on the ceiling. 4 angels, 1 blonde, 3 brunette, reaching for a bright star in the center. The same art, just with angels, as what you find on the top of Karazhan. In the ballroom, showroom, the theater. Same as the roof in the temple in Baldraken. Activation switch Gamma. Do they like teleport in here from somewhere? Almost looks like a... Oh, look, it's a hexagon. And a 6-pointed star. There's some shit out there under the ocean we have no idea about, man. They just had some of the more permanent failsafes, as in giant robots that came out of the fucking ocean. There's gonna be more Titan shit down beneath the water that we have no fucking idea is there. There could be a whole other fucking Titan that we don't even know about. Mermaid keepers. An entire ass old god was locked beneath the waves, dude. Under the sea. Okay, that was a very Norganon-coded fucking Memoron button. Maybe they just only had that model to work with. Amethyst or whatever her name is incoming. Oh my god. Don't say that. I think these places written... I don't know. Never mind. Interesting how they say that the Titans didn't create life quickly. It took lots of iteration and practice. Very interesting. We're halfway there. One more switch needs to be activated before we can retrieve Edimidian. We cannot stop now. You've triggered the first switch, but one remains. The Titans constructed a second vantage point where they oversaw their creations. You'll find it to the east, high in the mountains. Pull the activation switch Theta inside the overlook, and the way gate will open. Gamma and Theta. They beta tested? Yeah. Literally. This is the one you go to for Whispers of a Frightened World, I'm pretty sure. With Magni and Legion. They had to throw a couple specimens in Ungirl's hot springs to boil alive first. No biggie. Ugh. That's so fucked up to even think about, dude. Look at this massive fucking machine, dude. Northrend has a gigantic set of machines, dude. It's actually fucking insane. It's taking them somewhere far underground. These way gates, though. Let's see, so I had to open switches in each of the overlooks. Always wondered how far those machines actually stretch. A long distance. They go all the way over to the middle of the Storm Peaks and then over to the east as well. It's so funny because people think that like the entirety of underneath Northrend is like Yogg's body, but I think it's actually a machine. Like, it's like actually a huge fucking machine, and it's actually not Yogg's body. It's like very small, or very large rather. The roots of this tree reached over and touched Yogg's prison. Like as not, but people think since the territory map shows Yogg as being this whole territory, they think that his body was like literally that big, which is just, I don't think the case. Yeah, the machines go an insane distance. Manifold can be a sphere in math. Just reminds me of the machine sphere holding Azeroth. Ah. I see. So it's almost like, again, it kind of like maybe ties in with like the Dyson sphere concept, using like her as a battery for creation. The Waygate is active. It is time. Stop fucking saying that. Stop saying that. She said it again! It is time, Atreus. Atreasa, are you fucking kidding me? Stop saying it! The Waygate has been activated for the first time in 7 centuries. Seven centuries being returned sevenfold. Use it to travel to where our final hope lies. Let us put an end to those who would seek to bring the taint of undeath to this pristine land. Let us unleash the Edomidian. Guthan, stop. Go through the way gate in the southern end of Sholazar Basin and look for the weapon known as the Edomidian on the other side. Is this that golem thing? Wait a second. Southern end. This over here, yeah? 7 colors of the rainbow, 7 shards of the Otamal crystal, 7 titans, 7 cosmic forces. This is the Jane amount, yeah. Seven flavors of Fruit Loops. The Edomidian. Looks like Arcadis. Also looks like the Stone Keeper of Norganon. Maybe Arcadis didn't always look that way. Another hexagon. As you read the engravings on this stone colossus, you realize that this is the weapon that Freya spoke of. This is the Edomidian. This colossal being appears to be inactive. You notice an empty rune-shaped slot on its chest. Perhaps you might be able to find the missing rune inside the nearby overlook. The Edomidian. The weapon. With the rune-shaped slot in its chest. It's not that big. I mean, it's pretty big. It's pretty fucking big. Death's Hand Acolyte. Why does this feel like a fractal for, like, the jailer? Like Zoval. This is weird. I'm went through a... this is weird. I'm going through the waygate. There's a rune-shaped hole in its chest. I'm gonna power it up with the rune, and then it's a weapon? Death's Hand Acolytes are here on behalf of the Scourge? It's basically a puppet. High Cultist Heran. Fool, you led us to the only being that could stand up to our armies. You will never bring the Edomidian back to Northrend. High Cultist Heron. Omega Rune. What? You see why this feels like a weird Shadowlands fractal? Like... And I'm doing this for Freya. Does its name have any meaning? Yeah, in fact, It's a play on the word etymology, I'm pretty sure. The study of the origin of words and the way in which their meanings have changed throughout history. So it's funny if you ask if his name has any meaning because it's making reference to the literal meaning and origin of words. The Etymidian. I don't like the music. Why is it so creepy? And Frey is basically a mini clone of Eonar? Right. The rune-shaped slot on the Etymidian's chest appears to glow with faint power. Omega rune. The activation rune. After having fucking Freya thing say it is time to me about 4 fucking times, I go and get an activation Omega rune and put it into the core of this fucking robot. Are you fucking serious? That is exactly the Omega rune. It's called, yeah, the Omega rune. This shows, dude, you know what's so fucked up? Is that this shows that thematically they've been, if our interpretation is right, that they've been seeding things for the plot that was Shadowlands since Wrath of the Lich King and actually before it. Which people will hate, but it's true. It just wasn't handled very well. And I'm gonna be honest, I think that the jailer in concept is actually a Metzen idea. People will hate me for saying that, but I don't really care. Well, I'm gonna put this rune in this thing and hopefully it doesn't try to unmake the fucking universe. So everyone take a deep breath with me here now. I'm about to have to shoot an arrow at it and tell it I will never serve. Here we go. You hear the rumbling sound of stone grinding as the Etymidian's limbs come to life. I am needed somewhere. Spalders of the Rune Seeker. Probably nothing. You speak the truth, Nightborn. I can sense Omega Rune deployed. Activation successful. Uh-oh. You speak the truth, Nightborn. I can sense the very essence of SHOLAZAR Basin begin to fray by the blight of undeath even as we speak. I've bound my being into the rune, Nightborn. Deliver it to she who sent you here, for only her power can grant me passage to her lands. I can sense the essence of SHOLAZAR Basin beginning to fray by the blight of undeath even as we speak. I've bound my being into the rune. Deliver it to she who sent you here, for only her power can grant me passage to her lands. Back through the Waygate. Receive item Omega Rune. See this rune on her leg right there? Or on her skirt thing, dress, whatever, garb? It's very similar to this one on her chest and the one on his forehead. Some similarities in design motif, design language. Look at her foot for a moment. Gross. You've returned. You've done well. Woe unto our enemies. Woe unto those who serve the Lich King and threaten the Titan's creations. For the Etymidian is here. It is time, Atrasa. The Adamidian is one of the most destructive forces ever created by the Titans. And I am loath to unleash him in my lands. There is little choice, however. Our enemies have forced my hand, and the fury of the Titans will cleanse all. The Etamidian's Call. Colossal Strike. Cataclysm. Isn't that like one of Zoval's abilities? Something Cataclysm or something? Reconstruction. Which is like literally what he was going to do with the Forge. Titanic Surge. And Maker's Sanctuary. This must be what ordering looks like. This is a terrible quest. I mean, it was new tech at the time. Yeah, why do they have you kill 200 of them, though? Like, come on. The fuck? Oh, deals a bunch of damage to all nearby Scourge. Too bad, like... they're fucking a million light years away, so it's not close enough to hit very many of them. Oh, it's so awful. I'm grateful for your help. It is my duty to watch over these lands and all life that dwells on them. Thank you. That life will continue to thrive while the forces of death wage in the bordering regions. Your actions will not be forgotten. Gaze of the punishing construct. All right, then.